Austin, and I'm guessing you talked to some so-called liberals. I've been thinking you as like a real liberal, libertarian. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we're pretty much politically on the same page as common sense freedom. When you're talking to liberals, I mean, I know some of them are supporting Hillary. I don't find many, which really shows what a hoax this is. Why are they supporting her, or can you even find anybody?
Well, I try very hard to not be around people who support Hillary Clinton, but if I do happen to run into that one odd fellow or female out there, how do you gaslight yourself? How do you sit there and say that her crimes are excusable, that she could actually be the next president of the United States of America just because she's a woman? That's...
As a woman, do you want the first woman president to be that lady? I would not.
We deserve better. As a woman, I deserve better. I deserve a better representative to be the first female president.
What are the left just like Venezuela in places so dumb? When everything collapses, they'll in 5-10 years they won't, or even sooner, they won't even know why it happened. They'll just call for more socialism.
Well, and that's what it is. It's like they're dumbing us down and they're just breaking our will to the point where people are just bending and they're saying, well, she's totally corrupt and she's proven that she's above the law. They come right out and say if anyone else does it, they're going to go to jail,
sure.
But she's fine.
Caller, anything else you want to add? Caller's gone. I'm going to go right back, and he's been holding the longest after that. Vincent, then Denise Sargent and others, Jakari Jackson and David Knight riding shotgun with us a bit more straight ahead, and then they'll be back in the 4th hour today. And we've also got some other special guests joining us. Stay with us. Please spread the word about this feed. Audio feeds, local stations, however you're listening to us, they don't want folks to hear this. Please don't take it for granted. All right, I'll continue with calls after our roundtable leaves us here in about 5 minutes. And, of course, Roger Stone's coming on with a lot of breaking news. But we're going to your calls right now as well. Let's talk to Vincent in Washington. You're on the air, Vincent. What's your comment on the whole FBI not calling for an indictment of in the invincible Hillary?
Hey, Alex, how's it going, man?
Good, brother.
I tell you what, I am so speechless at the corruption and criminal activity that's going on by the government. And I'm so many times you talk about, it's like Twilight Zone. These people are doing stuff right in people's faces, and it's like the majority of the country is so brainwashed.
Yeah.
It's like right in your face. They don't care, and people act like it's just normal.
Well, that's what I'm getting from the listeners is the same thing, just flabbergasted. We know she lied and said she didn't have the server, didn't have the email, had one device. We know she ordered them to cut the classified tops off. We know everybody's saying she should be indicted. And it's just, then you ask, what else is she going to get away with? Good. Same point everybody's making, Vincent. I appreciate your call. Anything else?
Yeah. Just, Comey basically just said, like David Knight said, the political elite have given their declaration of independence from the law. They don't have to obey it. We do. And a quick thing on the gun grab, you know how the California governor, he signed all those gun laws. They're stripping the guns from the state of California. It's becoming a communist state. And then on top of that, to show how much they don't have to obey a law, the California Senate votes 28-8 to exempt themselves from the law.
I forgot that. I saw that last week.
Wow.
That's what I mean. It's like literal. They are tax exempt, like in the EU. They can have guns. Nobody else can. It's right. New royalty. Jakari, I think, thank you so much, Vincent. Jakari, I think it comes down to this. This is not just a declaration of independence against the law. It's a political revolution of the new royalty. I mean, I think that's what this is. I think it's what we call this. Final comments from Jakari and David Knight.
Well, they are acting as if they're royal, because they want a separate, as the caller was saying right there, they want a separate set of rules for themselves and the little people. They go to these buildings. I want everybody to understand when you see these senators, these congressmen, these presidents, even your local city council saying we want to ban guns, we want to get rid of guns. They work in a building 9 to 5 with taxpayer-funded armed security. I'm sure they feel very safe when they go to work in the morning. I'm talking about for everybody else in the country. If you work the graveyard shift in a bad part of town, you may need a little something to protect yourself.
Well, that's what makes this country so great, is the fact that we are given the right to defend ourselves and our families.
And we're one of the only countries they haven't taken the right, David.
As the laws become more draconian, Alex, on us, on the individual citizens, as they become more unconstitutional, they give more immunity to themselves. Think about the fact that we had Nixon and Clinton impeached, okay? Both of these were, people would say they were relatively minor charges. Nixon obstructed justice and Clinton committed perjury, okay? That's what they were impeached for. That was a pattern back then. Now they're saying, don't touch me. And of course, under Clinton, you had the CIA director, John Deutsch, who did essentially the same thing. And he was not only indicted, but convicted and then pardoned by Bill Clinton. Don't tell me that Clinton didn't know what was going on with us.
Final question, 20 seconds from each. Now that they're above the law, what's the next shoe to drop?
What's going to be exactly? Yeah, I'm sorry.
So I agree that they're going to come after their political enemies. They've already been doing that. We've seen how they focus, and no one is going to be exempt from this. And even the leftist media is now going, whoa, wait a minute, what have we done? Hillary's a monster. Everyone's protecting her, and they're complicit in this.
Yeah, where are people's instincts, David Jacquard?
Well, Alex, Thomas Drake, who I interviewed once, he said in 2010, he said, what I didn't realize at the time was that he was the opening shot in the Obama administration's war on whistleblowers. He said they were way beyond what Bush did. Bush merely threatened. He said he actually came after us, tried to put us in jail.
What's the next shoe to drop?
Censorship of the media. Censorship of the media. Well, they don't really need it because they have enough of the media in their pocket. But for everybody else, Infowars.com, other ones out there, I'm pretty sure they'll come after us pretty hard.
That's right. That's right, folks. We'll be back. Great job, crew. Stay with us. More callers. We'll get back to you. Yep, from the former United States of America in occupied FEMA Region 6, formerly Texas. I mean, it's really true. We're under world government. It's all being announced. The Brexit has come out. They've said, look, we don't care if England leaves. We're just going to keep you in there, and we're going to dissolve nation armies and merge all the countries now so you can't ever escape. And we are totalitarian. We are authoritarian. They're actually saying that. That's in the news. We've written articles about it. We've covered it in the last week. It's just amazing. But see, tyrants always get delusional when the people start to say no and try to double and triple down. And I think the FBI director saying Hillary's above the law now, coming out and saying we can't indict her, there's not enough evidence, no one would indict her when there's dozens of reasons to indict her, lying, being caught lying, classified information, ordering the tops of the classified stuff cut off. This really is the demarcation line. I mean, I'm 100% in for Trump now. I halfway held my nose about a year ago, knowing he was a patriot and a good guy, but disagreeing with some of the stuff he did. Well, now he's a nationalist. He's got incredible courage. He's gone all out. They're coming after him with the controlled media. He's not getting any big establishment money, just more of an endorsement. I'm 100% now behind Donald Trump. I'm all in. And this is an epic moment, folks, where it never in modern American history, really in 240 years, we celebrated our birthday yesterday, have I seen anything this naked. My head is spinning. My resolve is stronger than ever. It's the best of times, worst of times. People are waking up. Good things are happening. Big announcement here. Cleveland just backed off for the second time and said, okay, you can have your rallies. You can have your pro-Trump events that I and Roger Stone and Jay Morgan and Diamonds and Silk and Ralph King and so many others are going to be speaking at. United Women for Trump, Millennials for Trump, Students for Trump, Truckers for Trump, Tea Partiers for Trump, Bikers for Trump, Vets for Trump, InfoWars, We Will Walk, Christians for Trump, Conservatives for Trump, Students from Trump. I mean, I just can't go through it all here. And that's up on Infowars.com. That's from Citizens for Trump and America First Unity Rally coming up. I'm going to be there in Cleveland. It's going to be epic. We've got the big article on Infowars.com exclusive. Bill Clinton and the selling of U.S. security, the communist Chinese, the Russians, and others. But are they too corrupt to fail? Are they too tied in? Too many accomplices? Why do the Clintons seem so invincible? The man who wrote the definitive book on the Clinton crime family and their war on women, Roger Stone, former campaign head of Trump's campaign, his business partner is the head of the campaign. And, of course, he's separate from the campaign, so he can operate freely, but he always gives us the key, next-level info before it happens. So, stonezone.com. Roger, thank you for joining us today.
Alex, delighted to be with you as always. It's an extraordinary day. I must tell you, 9 presidential campaigns, 40 years in American politics. I've never seen anything like this. We are obviously no longer a nation of laws. Now we're a nation of men. Although the FBI director had this great reputation as a by-the-book law and order guy, obviously that is not the case. He said Hillary was careless. Judge Napolitano's made it clear in his analysis over and over again that criminal negligence here was more than sufficient for an indictment. Negligence, carelessness, I believe they're the same thing. So it boggles the mind that she's getting a pass, but I don't think she's going to get a pass from the voters.
Why do you think Comey didn't go after her? I mean, she got caught lying about it. She got caught cutting the tops off. She got caught manipulating. Foreign governments were inside the servers. This is espionage. Clearly, she was using it as a drop box to sell data and then claim she had plausible deniability. It's very clear. I've talked to a lot of experts. They concur. But why is she too big to fail with the establishment?
I guess the global elites cover for each other. I think that's what's going on here. And unfortunately, it turns out our FBI director is one of the global elites. I mean, what kind of a signal does this send to everyone else who's in government? What kind of a signal does this send to every American citizen? Basically, it says violate any law you want, but if you're big enough, if you're influential enough, if you have enough money and you're well connected in the media, the law literally does not apply for you. I think Donald Trump now has an opening to take the wood to Hillary. And I'd also say, Alex, the premium now is on selecting a running mate, a vice presidential running mate who is an attack dog, someone who can take the case right to Bill and Hillary and expose not only the ins and outs of the email scandal, but all of their scandals.
How about you for vice president? You're a good attack dog.
Nobody, I could never pass the background check. I have too colorful a lifestyle. Now, we need somebody who has government experience, but someone who's a nationalist, someone who believes, as Trump does, that it's time to seal our borders, that it's time to repeal these ridiculous globalist trade deals that are destroying our job climate in this country, someone who will get our fiscal house in order, stop the bailouts for the crooks on Wall Street and generate jobs for the working people of America.
Sure, clearly.
Got some excellent choices out there, and he's playing it very close to the vest. I don't know who he's going to pick, but I do know it will be a patriot. I do know it will be a nationalist. I know it will be somebody who adheres to the Trump agenda.
Is Sessions still up at the top of the list?
Well, I think he is still under consideration. I think Jeff Sessions is a good man, and I think I've said on your show that he'd be my personal choice. But I think the Donald is casting a very wide net. He wants to find the very best person. But now there's a premium on someone who can really take the attack to the Clintons, because we know Donald Trump is not shy. Notice last week he said, folks, the system's rigged. It's completely rigged. So he foreshadowed what was going to happen here. I think that this is a blow to the Clintons. They may be celebrating the fact that she isn't going to go to prison, at least not for this, but this is a heavy burden to carry into a general election.
Well, I mean, it is paradoxical that she's this evil, corrupt witch with this horrible background on record and all these crimes, and it's flagrantly obvious that she's being protected. It seems the mission is somehow reach out to her constituents. But if you watch the interviews we do in Austin or in California or other places with Democrat voters, on average, these, unfortunately, are frighteningly ignorant people. I mean, they don't even know what the July 4th is. They don't even know what the three branches of government are. They just know, hey, there's some woman, and I feel powerful if I cast my vote for a woman in some type of groupthink. How do you reach people that I don't think are as informed or awake as Helen Keller when she was a child? You know, she had such a great human spirit, she could actually be reached out to, even though she was, you know, blind and deaf. I mean, how do you get through to a zombie? I don't understand it.
Well, the good news is I don't think Hillary supporters are monolithic. I think the ripest target are a third of the Bernie Sanders supporters who oppose these globalist trade deals, who oppose the Iraq war, who oppose the two-party duopoly that has brought this country to the brink of disaster.
Well, exactly. How could a thinking person vote for Hillary?
Well, I don't think the people who are voting for her are thinking people. That you've made that point. I think they're zombies. But the question is, I think we have more supporters at the end of the day than they do.
Roger, I've been asking the questions here. I mean, I think Donald Trump's just getting better and better, hitting her so hardcore. But what he's saying is all true. When you talk about taking the wood to Hillary, how does Donald, I mean, we know he's his own man, but if you're advising him, how do you take the wood to Hillary? How do you really take the gloves off and put brass knuckles on?
Well, the best news, of course, is we're going to have multiple debates, and there is no better place for a confrontation with the Wicked Witch of the West